guide videos. I know I've been seeing a lot of people's like, well, I don't know this dungeon. What do I do? One, it's not a bad thing asking for people to fill you in on how things go, but at the same time, there is also those dungeon guides that are also on the wiki under the appropriate dungeon listing. So there's one for Gumbad, Bastion Stair, CNT, Hunter's Vale. It's all there. The only dungeon that has not been done an official guide for is Sewers and then the Destro starting one. And most of the replies I got from that was people saying, well, you don't really need it. It's easy enough. They can go through it. If that ends up changing, or if more dungeons or stuff get added, because I know in a previous Realm Watch hosted by Mr. Kerrison Kelly, Max was on the show on the Realm Watch, and he actually did flat out said that there are dungeons being worked on. So that is something to look forward to down the road. So there's a lot of things in the works, a lot of things in the pipeline. He also, for those of you that missed that episode of that Realm Watch, which you can watch over on Kerrison Kelly's channel, or not on his channel, but on the Realm Watch, the Return to Reckoning. You may be able to pull it up there, or you might be able to pull it up on his YouTube, because he does YouTube the stuff on almost all his streams. But one of the other things Max had mentioned is that there are plans in the works. If I remember right, he was talking about how the two dwarf cities will be open to city sieging. That's a thing that's being worked on. So instead of it just being Altdorf and IC, you're going to have Karaza, Carrick, and 8 Peaks in the mix. So that will be interesting to see those cities being defended. That dude went to, but he's on his own. He isn't with us. So there's a lot on the menu coming in, guys. You just gotta keep an eye out on it. Definitely check the Discord frequently. The RoR Discord. Check the forums, even though I know sometimes peeling through the forums can be quite the chore, considering there's so much stuff on it. A lot of it's just been there for I don't know how long. I know one of the other things we talked about during the previous podcast was a little more transparency with as far as with bans go. And I'm going to kind of reiterate it because we discussed it quite in depth. Even Kalane came in and was talking about it with us in chat. It would be nice, when a ban is handed out, I'm not saying give out every single detail, but at least a general summary of what the ban was for, because you do have a lot of people that have been banned, and then the first thing they do is they immediately try to cry wolf about, well, I was banned unfairly. I mean, I get the GMs can see things on their end, but it would still be nice so that the community's aware of it, so that it doesn't stir up these long back and forth conversation about, well, unban so and so, or why was this done, or that's, maybe a little bit more transparency on that end as far as a reason, an actual solid reason, because sometimes you'll see a message that'll say they were banned for whatever reason, and then other times you just see this person was banned and no idea why it was done, and it leaves people wondering, well, what did they do? And from my standpoint, I agreed with, I want to say it was Karis or the other, maybe Knight's suggestion. Anyway, the idea is that people would want to know why that person was banned, simply so that know, hey, and not inadvertently do it themselves. At least those people who are actually being mindful of things and not trying to do something underhanded. You're always going to have the people that are going to try to do stuff, though, to manipulate things. They're always looking for loopholes. I know, being an admin over on the Rust server I'm on, we had a case like that. It's every little thing they would twist. They're like, well, you don't have that specifically specified, and I finally snapped. And I was like, all it is you want to twist every little thing that's said, and it to the point where it has to be basically every single way of doing something is basically laid out. And the person thought it was funny. Well, it wasn't so funny when the admin staff busted them and basically threw them off the server. Case in point, but we let people know why the person was banned. I mean, it literally got to the point where when this person would log on, people would log off to avoid them because they were sick of dealing with them. And when you have people like that in your community, you got to make a choice. Do you keep that person just because they've either donated or have done something for the server, or do you risk losing your entire community just to appease one person because they want to look for tons of ways to bend the rules? In the end, it was just a simple case of get rid of them and be done with it. Just because you donate or have help pay for something that goes on the server, that doesn't give you special treatment. Or at least that's how I view it. Some people agree with it, some people don't. Same thing here in RoR. You got people that try to do the right thing, and then you got the people that want to look for every little way to bypass something. Anything to give themselves an advantage. I mean, I get it. You want to win. Oh, this ain't good. Oh, I got pulled into him. Nope. Wait to see if we can get any reses. I don't think it's gonna happen.
A fine day.
see, where are we porting to? Bitter wind. But yeah, there's a lot of room for improvement, and a lot of good suggestions have been made in the previous podcast. Not saying all of them are perfect suggestions, but definitely aspects of them have been really solid. Things that could help improve the quality of the community, and maybe even address some of the more shadier people that seem to think that destroying the community is the better way to go. Rust has a bad problem with people like that. And unfortunately, about the only way to deal with them is to get rid of them. Like, immediately. Don't give them any chances. Just drop the band hammer and go. Lovely advertisement from show.gg. Check them out, guys. If you're looking to grow your communities, be it here on Twitch, YouTube, whatever, sign up for it. Get paid to play games. That's what it amounts to. But check them out. Oh, lag. See, this is one of the reasons why I think that maybe doing an instant style, city instant style queue would help. I'm not saying that it would, but I'd be willing to give it a go. We're getting overrun. Immediately silenced. Nope. It's not happening. That's like 2 war bands to R1.
Well met.
Oh, here we go. I was dead before the fight could even start. There's no way to play when it lags like that. But again, guys, if you're ever interested in getting on the show, on the podcast, let me know. You can join my Discord. Discord will get you a link to it, which is the best way to do it. And I will be happy to talk with you off the stream and go over things, kind of give you an idea how things work, and then see if you can make the next the next available one. I do encourage people to come in and want to be on the show. It's not just about streamers being on the show. I want to have people from all over the community on, because I want to hear the different viewpoints from the different sections. be it destro order. I've had a pretty good mix of both sides on the show. So it would be interesting to hear people's thoughts. And again, if you got a question, a legit question you want to ask, fire away. I'll comment on it, read it off, see what others in the chat think about it. Normally there would be other people, to debate the various questions with. But with the holidays rolling around, a lot of people are not available, or unfortunately, some of the guests got real sick and are not able to make it. So there's always other episodes, and I do try to post each podcast episode on my YouTube channel so people can go back and watch it afterwards. Tosh was gonna be here, couldn't make it. He let me know, so I'm gonna pencil him in for the next one and go from there. I got a feeling this one's gonna end just like the others, where the order gets just completely wiped. But we'll see. But yeah, guys, I do have a question for the chat, and any of you are free to answer this, or post your own counter question to it. What would be an event that you would like to see in the game, or come into the equation? Of all the events that have been going down here lately, what would you like to see as a possible idea? Or maybe even an idea to tweak one of the pre-existing ones that you maybe enjoyed or thought they could have improved a little bit. So I'll leave that to you guys to put your thoughts together on that one. And it looks like all it's going to be on this end is just Destro rolling around in 3 war bands and destroy everything. So thank you for the follow, Hackpete. Welcome to the House of Thoth. Hope you enjoy your stay. Fire away. I'll do my best to answer it, or I will try to find out and see if I can help you. They're gonna stay blobbing together no matter what. Wow, we actually managed to derail that mob. That is something I would like to see, is maybe the mounts to be able to mount up just a little bit faster. That, or maybe even make it an instant mount thing. I mean, yeah, if you're in combat or you get dismounted, it still dismounts you and stuff. But it would be nice that when the minute you stop fighting, you go ahead and just click it and you can mount up. Oh. Too late now. No choice but to stand and fight. Come on. Don't. Whoa. Get away from that. What was your question there, Hack? Because if you posted anything, I didn't see it. I do apologize if I missed it. Yeah, we're losing pretty bad. Let me try streaming. Gonna die on this one. Yeah, even I can't survive that. Sound tools. Okay, what streaming software do you use? Do you use Stream Elements or do you use OBS Streamlabs? Because something they added recently with Stream Elements is you can actually go into your audio settings or your audio mixer and you can add specific audio. You can set up your sound to go through certain things, like your mic will go through one setting, your desktop audio will go through another. There's also an application that I know there's a guide on YouTube, YouTube guide for OBS and Stream Elements, because I used that's how I set up mine, was through the Stream Elements one. Check out Candy Can, guys, if you're looking for a good snack. But yeah, to answer your question there, Hack, yeah, I would say YouTube, and God, I wish I remembered, guys. Let me see if I can try and find it real quick for you. But I know basically, if you should be able to do a search how to set up audio or to split your audio up with OBS, because that's how I found it. And it should be a YouTube link will pop up in your search that should be able to walk you through how to split your audio so that you can designate like how I have mine set up is my Discord is muted to where you guys can't hear it. So I could be talking to people in Discord and you guys won't hear them. So I don't have to worry about somebody jumping in randomly and saying something they shouldn't. Lag. Mondo lag. Give me a few minutes here because I'm right in the middle of this, and I'll see if I can find that link for you. But you're using Streamlabs OBS or Stream Elements OBS or OBS Studio. Streamlabs OBS. All right. Oh, fell a little behind there. Lagged out for a second. There you go, Hack. That should help you there. That should be, if I'm not mistaken, that's the Streamlabs OBS one YouTube video. That guy does quite a few of them, and he gets real technical with how to do it. So that should walk you through how to do it. Or you may have to search through some of his previous VODs. No worries, I'm happy to help. For the longest time, I struggled with it with Stream Elements. I ended up getting I downloaded a little virtual audio cable plug-in, which allowed me to separate the sound, and then Stream Elements ended up doing an update that just made it really simple to split the audio. So I have like 10, 12 different voice mixers, audio mixers set up, like one for voice mod, so when I turn on my voice changer I can mute it or unmute it. Same with my music, so if I want to be listening to music that I enjoy that's copyrighted, no problem, it won't go out across the stream. And then you can also set music. Oh yeah, I wrestled with it for a long time. It drove me slap nuts. And check it out, guys, if you're looking for any energy drinks, sugar-free that is, and not loaded with caffeine, check out Wraith Energy Drinks. Use that promo code, TalkmanRock, get you a 10% discount. Enjoy! No, don't you die, don't you die. Holy cow. Okay, this is a furball fight. Hold on, I'll read what you said in a minute there, Hack. I'm trying to stay in the back of this menagerie so I don't get wiped. Yeah, I had that same effect. I have to, one of the things that was happening is that my, it was detecting my audio from my desktop, so it was creating a horrible echo effect. I had to actually go in and set my audio channels to where it used very specific things, that way it would stop that. Because you can actually hurt your hearing with that, because if it squelches, makes like because of the echo effect, it'll deafen you. And if I'm not mistaken, the same virtual audio cable that I downloaded for Stream Elements also works with Streamlabs, which will do the same thing. It basically tells your streaming software that you've got an extra audio cable, and then you can sit there and then set up multiple audio out or I'll get it here in a minute. Multiple audio mixers to use your different sound settings. It's actually fairly easy once you get to going through it. I think once I actually sat down and figured out what was happening and then download that program, within 5 minutes I was up and running. And check it out, guys. If you're hunting a good PvP server or PvP/PvE server for Rust, I would check out Dead Scientist Society. I'm an admin on that server. We have regular PvP engagements, so there's plenty of it on there. I'd have to get the name of it for you. You have to give me a few on that, though.
My greetings to you.
I think I still got it in my downloads. Because there was a website link for it too. Give me just a minute to search through things. We're getting stomped ridiculously. We're at 655 and Desha's at over 1500, so I doubt this is going to go on for too long. At most, I'm just looking to get some renown out of it. But yeah, guys, the floor is always open for legitimate questions and stuff. Be it something about the game or something to help you out. There's enough of us out there that are brainiacs that should be able to give you a solid answer. Lag fest. See, this is why I say that splitting this into multiple instances would be a good idea. Do it like cities. And then whoever wins the most overall instances, that's who wins the city. Because honestly, it being like this just is nightmarish. It gets to lagging so bad I got abilities that won't even go off. Yeah, it's all but unplayable. There's times when I can't even get a spell off. Well, you saw it for yourself. It just lags down. Everybody's like, "Oh, you need a better computer." And I'm like, it's not my computer. That I can promise you. Okay. Wind Capture Audio 2.1.0 beta setup is what you should Google. That's the program. I've actually still got the download for it. That should come up in your Google search, and you should be able to click on their site, and it gives you a couple of different options for downloading it. You should just be able to download the file. It's the Wind Capture Audio 2.1.0 beta setup. That's what you're gonna end up running, and it should automatically install what it needs to for your Streamlabs OBS. I'm dead. Yep, it's just lagging out. Oh, well, what do you guys think in chat? Do you think that trying that idea on a limited scale, see if it works, splitting Land of the Dead into multiple instances, and then whoever wins the most is how it decides who wins overall? Yeah, it's... And a question that also got asked to me yesterday, and the person asked that I ask it, I almost forgot. What would you guys think of them adding in a third faction? Maybe not an actual playable faction, but go ahead and large scale the Skaven and make it to where both sides have to actively either limitedly work together or each deal with massive invasions of rats. Or something to that event, something to that, along those lines. Or possibly consider putting things in to where it could maybe auto balance. That was something else discussed, was actually putting in the auto balance system for the scenarios, so that you're not getting such one-sided fights like you do now. Even though that question apparently got asked some time ago, apparently a lot of people weren't aware of it. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to log out the game and back in after this one. This much lag? I'm surprised it hadn't disconnected me. It's funny how as soon as you get away from the mob, the lag dies down. I mean, I hate to say this, but it honestly feels like Destro has learned how to use the lag in their favor during these fights. And if you're looking to learn some new skills, guys, and maybe add to what you know in your particular field of work, or you want to learn something new, check out Udemy. Multiple online courses, and just smash that link. Yep, the lag monster. Nope. It's creating so much lag that my spells are saying it's going off and they're not. Wow.
Kind greetings.
I think I'm gonna reach back out to Storm Rage as well, because he was supposed to be on the show previous and he didn't make it. Unfortunately, at the time, he had a death in the family. Sorry to hear about that one. I'm gonna see if maybe I can get him on the show with Tosh. Be interesting to hear from one of the OG original streamers and players in the community. And the other group takes off, which means they're probably going to get wiped out. I like the Egyptian feel of the Land of the Dead. I do. But unfortunately, just the way the battle system for it is set up, I'm not overly fond of. I know something that's wishful thinking that I wouldn't mind seeing in the game is additional character classes added, but I know that would be a lot of work, and I don't even think it's possible. It'd still be nice, like maybe as or maybe even just added under the pre-existing human selection, like maybe the Knights of Bretonnia, or add in Wood Elves. Wow. It just lags down and that's it.
to you.
And lag central. Yeah, unfortunately, even though I like the idea of this battle type, unfortunately, realistically, I'm like, it's just not worth it because of the lag factor. If it wasn't for the lag, I wouldn't mind. I really wouldn't. I think about all we're gonna get now is just random little small kills and stuff, and a handful of renown. Cause yeah, they're almost at 3,000 now, so. Oh, here we go. See what happens now. Yeah, don't think we can go this way. Nope. It'd be nice if you could cut out across that. Or go out across that, because it would make getting around a little bit easier, but... witch elf. But yeah, I think I wouldn't. That would be an idea, is to actually see them put in a actually get the Skaven going on, or even the possibility of a third, putting in an active player third faction. But if you did that, you would have to do some way to limit it. That way it wouldn't unbalance the population. So you'd have to put a cap on how many people could play as Skaven. Otherwise, you'd have everybody trying to do it, and then you'd have the other two factions suffering for it. So you'd have to put something in to hard cap it. I know me and Karis and others had talked about it in previous podcasts. We were theory crafting about it and about ways to make it work. Never did come up with anything solid, though, unfortunately. I think we were kind of at an impasse. We realized, no matter how you put it in, it would still imbalance things because everybody would want to play as a Skaven. They're heading there now.
Pleased to meet you.
But out of curiosity, guys, what would some of you like to see in the game? I'm kind of interested to hear your thoughts and ideas of things you would like to see or addressed. I know I asked earlier, but I really would like to hear some sort of a reply on that. I don't know how well this is going to go here. Flag Fest Central. Oh, come on. This is nuts. So just coming up on the end of our first hour of the podcast, guys. Asked some solid questions, or I've posed some solid questions and talked about a few little things, some ideas, mainly a lot of stuff to try to address the lag situation with Land of the Dead. But again, guys, I would really love to hear some of your thoughts and ideas on things. Because I do try to pass it along to the powers that be. And hopefully, who knows, it might actually get stuff addressed or dealt with. I know that they look at the podcast, so... or at least some of them do, so... there's always that hope. The whole reason I tried this was to try and, help give people a forum to be able to talk to one another without screaming at each other. We're not doing much of anything else, and they're nearly at the win now, so... no way with all the damage, and then when it lags like that, it has not skipped a beat every single time. But yeah, hopefully in the next podcast I'll have Tosh, Storm Rage, a few others. I'm going to reach back out tonight and see if he wants to be on the next one. But if you are interested in being on the show, feel free to drop word to me in DMs or get into my Discord, !Discord will get you the link. And then you can DM me that way or through the RoR Discord. And I'll be happy to talk to you. This will be over shortly, guys. Order ain't even a third of the way. Unfortunately, that's how most of the Land of the Deads turn out, between lag and order just will not work together. It's never going to change. It's going to be a constant, favor destro deal. And it's only because of that aspect. It's not so much that it actually does favor them, it is so much as it just order won't help itself. Yeah. Every time. Graffer goes headlong into him. Come on. Good Lord. One person dies and it's impossible to get them back up. I'm honestly surprised we survived that. But no, RoR, as I've said this in previous podcasts, RoR is a love-hate relationship. It's a game you love, but at the same time, you hate it at times. And you could quit for a little while and then you end up coming back. It's one of those things you can never quite really get out of your system. I see what he's got in mind to do now. Makes sense. I mean, it's about the only thing we can do.
There you are.
I know one thing I would love to see, and Fixer has brought this up in the past when I've talked to him about it, is I would love to see every single punt, pounce, pull going for a little bit and see how it changes the dynamics of the fight. Like across the board, every single classic, and punt, pull, just remove that ability. Because honestly, I know quite a few people are sick and tired of being pulled through the ground, pulled through floors, punted through walls. You take your pick. On both sides of the fence. Well, this one way to get some renown, just sit here and dig in and defend. And here they come from the rear, full force. Nope, I couldn't even finish the cast. Oh well. Another Land of the Dead win for Destro. Not that I see that ever changing. Honestly, at this point, my best advice to order on this particular will be don't even queue for it.
Peace and wisdom, friend.
$68 golden scarabs, 25 silver, huh? And the cloak might be worth getting just for the cosmetic look of it. Huh. Yeah, everybody orders. Most everybody's throwing the towel in because they know there's nothing we can do.
Look tired from carrying all that gold around. Care to lighten the load?
Triumphant elixir. Oh. Golden scarab. Huh. Instantly restore 183 action points.
Done deal.
God, the lag is hideous. Well, big surprise. Destro wins another one. And I get out of here. I might have to completely exit the game and come back in to actually get rid of the lag, though. But yeah, I would say that they really do need to adapt the Land of the Dead as some way to get rid of that lag, because it's killing it is what's happening now. Everybody's like, oh, you need to just do this. I've tried so many little different tricks to try and get rid of the lag, and it just does no good. And I'm running a 8-core processor, 2060 Ti video card, and 32 gigs of RAM. So, I've tried setting even my individual cores to run the game. That way, it's just allocating the resources to one core to see if that would help. And no luck. That would be that's really my only real suggestion to the devs with Land of the Dead would be to try doing it, putting it as an instance deal, and whoever wins the most is who wins. Because it's the same concept as what they got going now. It's just the fact that you know, it's continuous battle until somebody hits the points cap. Here we go, guys. Something to chew on. Let's see. Now's your time to provide us with some live event feedback. Earlier this week, a thread was opened on the forums discussing all things Pi Week. If you have any comments on the last live event, please head over to the thread, which I will link here in the chat for you guys. And check it out, Candy Can, guys. If you're looking for some healthy snacks that work with keto diets, or if you're diabetic and you want something, to chew on a good snack without it messing up your blood sugar, check out the candy can. And they've also posted another thread discussing your thoughts on how we distribute mounts as rewards via live events. So that is something to head over and comment on, guys. I was just talking about that. Who knows, if enough people say that, hey, we would like to keep the mounts maybe long term, you never know. I would definitely head on over and check out those links and leave your feedback on it. Definitely a worthwhile venture to check out that one. Alright, let me try and get back in now that I did that. Let's see what we can do with old Father Star here. Interesting that come up just as I had just been talking about that. So I would definitely say check that out, guys. That's actually two topics that I was just quite literally just discussing. Clang must be checking the old crystal ball there. Checking some messages, guys. Unfortunately, I'm also trying to do my job as an admin on that other server while I'm doing the podcast, and my attention's like split between things. Well, they pushed it right on through to Prague, huh? Thunder Mountain. Let's ease on over there and see what's happening, shall we? Oh, and a special announcement. You guys are going to want to check this out. Next weekend, I will be shooting doing a live event on the Rust server. It's not part of RoR, but it's from my buddy's Rust server that I had been on. We are doing a mock-up of the D-Day invasion, so to speak. Our own version of it anyway. I basically built an island that I walled off and set up pillboxes similar to the Normandy landings. And we're going to do a massive PvP event with it. So I will be doing that next weekend. It will be a little bit later in the day, so if you don't get to watch it, don't worry. You can catch it on the VOD. But I thought I'd put that out there. But again, guys, as far as RoR goes, go check out that link. That's two topics that I was just discussing. And yeah, feedback on thoughts with mounts and how they are dealt with in future events and stuff. Who knows if there's enough support for it, they may finally consider putting it into where the mounts that come out for the events could be permanent. Who knows? You never know. I'm not saying it's a guarantee, but they're wanting feedback. Oh, no worries, big heads. I just happened to think about it out of the blue, and I was like, I looked at it, and I couldn't remember how to update those particular files. It's been so long since I've done it. How you doing, man? is the more important thing. And guys, my brother in arms, Mr. Real Big Heads from the UK, good guy. Does a lot of stuff, even set up my Minecraft server for me. So big shout out to Brother Biggs. Life's a little and no worries, man, I get it. You got your hands full. Enough said. As soon as you said those ages, I was like, yeah, you have no free time. I get it, brother. I'm gonna have to slide into Discord with you so we can catch up. Alright, let's see. Is there anybody here in Thunder Mountain? Let's put out some feelers and see what kind of answer we get. But yeah, guys, there's a lot of things. I am in Kansas now. For those of you that don't know, guys, I had said some weeks ago that I was getting ready to move. I am now in Kansas, in the middle of nowhere. But on the bright side, I actually have internet that works. Emphasis, and please note that I have not had one single disconnect. Whereas before, with all that lag, it would have disconnected me like crazy. Looks like Prague it is, gentlemen. But here's another question. What kind of legitimate changes would you guys like to see in RoR? What are some legitimate ideas? And I would love to hear them. You know, take you some time, and even if you don't get to answer me during the podcast part of the stream, I'm still going to be going for a while. So if you come up with a legitimate idea and you post it in there, I will do, it'll be there for the VOD, and I'll make a note of it, try to bring it up on the next podcast, or even better, if you would like to be in on the next podcast, would love to have you. And don't be afraid to talk. I'm going to say this, guys. If you have an opinion, if you have something you want to say it. Now, as long as you're not out trying to be derogatory with it or go after somebody about something, it's no problem. But if you want to speak your piece, you got nothing to worry about here. I want people to share their ideas. That was the whole reason I started doing this, was because I got tired of reading the forums and seeing where people, as soon as somebody would make a suggestion, people would go after them. I'm like, this is ridiculous. All they're doing is sharing an idea. But you got people that are so bloody closed-minded, it's not funny. That, or they don't want anything that will rock their little boat so that they don't lose any possible advantage. So that's why I started this. I wanted it to be a place for people to come share their ideas, legitimately discuss them, and, hear counter proposals and counter ideas, or maybe just suggestions to amend the idea a little bit, to maybe tweak it a little bit. But to open the door to solid communication. I got sick of, every time somebody says something and, everybody's going to jump down their throat about it and basically get it to where they just quit talking. They won't say anything. And as much as some people want to bury their heads in the sand and act like that doesn't happen, or pretend that it's not going on, contrary to what you're thinking, it is very much going on, and has been going on since before I started playing. I just simply put my foot down and decided to do something to try and address it. which that in itself apparently created problems too, because there's people that they feel that if you do anything to question the status quo, you're a threat. And that's where I have a problem with people with that mindset.
So there you are.
And there's not but one way to combat. It's basically dive into the trenches, dig in, and defend your thought process. Try to change their minds. Or at the very least, newer people coming in, try to help them understand that, hey, not everybody is closed-minded and basically going to try and belittle you, because that goes on quite a bit. People try to write it off like, oh, I'm just joking with people. Truthfully, that doesn't help the community on any level. And I know some people are still mad at me because I said something and some people decided to go run their mouth and make it a lot worse, and it should have never been drug out because I was trying to deal with it behind closed doors. But flat out, I stand behind my thought process. When I see stuff going on that I question and I know it's wrong or I feel that it's wrong, I'm going to say something. If you don't like that, fine. You just stick your head in the ground and pretend like everything's fine. Go for it.
Charles T.
One thing I've taken out of this whole thing that I've seen so far, and this is pertaining to a previous podcast where we talked about this mindset, is how you got certain people in the community that are determined that they don't want any change. They want things to stay just like they are. They don't care if they gut the game. It doesn't matter to them as long as they get what they want. We had a rather in-depth conversation about it, so I'm not going to go back down that rabbit hole, but like I said, I have my viewpoint and I'm not going to change it. Same way that any one of you out there in chat or in the community, if you have a viewpoint of something, you're entitled to it. That's your right as a human individual. As my late grandfather told me, he said, never be afraid to speak your mind. He said, even if it costs you, in the end, stand up for what you believe in. And let the rest work itself out. And that's my best advice to any of you out there in chat. If you have ideas, if you have concerns, if you have, maybe a viewpoint that's not very popular, but you still would like to, say your piece, go for it. And also to answer a question on a slightly different subject. The reason I don't run in pre-mades for the most part, guys, and some people asked me this yesterday, it's not because I don't want to, it's more or less because I get tired of listening to people say, oh, well, you're streaming, you're betraying us, or you're the reason we're wiping. I get sick of those comments. I find it comically funny. I can be streaming or I could be wandering around solo by myself, and I've actually had some people, just because I'm in the same zone as them, they're like, oh, you're the reason we wipe. grow up. But check it out, guys. The Unreal Engine 5, I actually have that software, dabbled in it a little bit. If you're looking to get into video game designing or overlays, avatars, anything at all like that, check it out. Smash that link and check it out. Yeah, we're kind of overkill on... I need renown on my healer, but we're healer heavy, so I'm thinking I might have to go switch to something else to help even this out. We are extremely healer heavy. And then some. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 7 healers. Or 7 healing classes. I don't know how many of them are actual heals. It's still crazy. That. It's always something, I give it that. Well, I guess I suppose at this point I'm gonna open it up to where if you guys got any questions for me, feel free to ask, and I'll do my best to answer them. Again, please make it legitimate questions, guys. But if you do have questions, ask. And for the love of God, please no questions about when are they gonna nerf Rampage.